would happen if, upon closing your eyes in total darkness of space, you began seeing flashes of light? Would it be a dream, a hallucination, or perhaps a sign that something is wrong with your body? And the most unsettling question, how is it possible to see lights when there is no light source around? These questions are part of one of the most surprising and mysterious experiences astronauts face during their space journeys. A sensation first described during the Apollo missions, and one that still today continues to intrigue space scientists and doctors. Welcome to Astroracle, where we explore the vast universe together. The story was told by Buzz Aldrin, a crew member of the historic Apollo 11 mission that, in 1969, took mankind to the moon. During the very first night of the journey, already far from Earth and after crossing the Van Allen belt, something unexpected happened. Suddenly, Aldrin noticed a flash of light, immediately followed by another. Before he could react and figure out what it was, the phenomenon had already vanished. At first, he thought it might have been just a reflection or simple visual fatigue. However, when he shared the experience with his crewmates, Mike Collins said he hadn't seen anything, while Neil Armstrong admitted he had noticed more than 100 of those flashes. The strange part was that the spacecraft was completely dark and the windows were sealed. These flashes couldn't have come from outside, at least not in the form of ordinary light. So what exactly are they seeing? The answer is both fascinating and unsettling. What the astronauts were witnessing were cosmic radiation particles passing through their bodies. When they struck the retina, the eye couldn't tell they were protons or other high-energy subatomic particles, so it interpreted them as light. In other words, they were luminous illusions created by an invisible bombardment. These flashes, known as cosmic phosphenes, don't depend on whether the eyes are open or closed. Radiation, traveling at speeds close to that of light itself, pierces through the spacecraft, the skin, and finally stimulates the eye cells and the optic nerve directly. Although it may initially seem like a curious or even poetic phenomenon, the consequences are far from it. Years later, many astronauts from the Apollo missions and beyond developed vision problems, particularly cataracts. A 2001 NASA study found that 39 veteran astronauts had suffered from cataracts, and most of them had been exposed during long-duration missions outside of Earth's orbit. The term, quote, space cataracts soon became common in aerospace medicine. Today, we know that cosmic radiation is one of the greatest threats to astronauts' health. It not only damages the eyes, but also increases the risk of cancer, affects the central nervous system, and can even alter DNA. That is why any mission to Mars or more distant destinations must consider how to protect the crew from months or even years of constant exposure. The key lies in the origin of cosmic radiation. The protons and atomic nuclei that travel through space are the result of extreme phenomena, such as supernova explosions. They move at speeds between 10 and 30 million kilometers per hour, carrying so much energy that they could pass through solid materials, including the walls of a spacecraft. A clear example is the supernova recorded in 185 AD by Chinese astronomers. Its remnants, known as RCW-86, are located 8,200 light-years away from Earth and still send streams of radiation particles into our solar system. Modern instruments, such as NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory and ESO's Very Large Telescope, have made it possible to calculate the speed and composition of these particles. They are the same, quote, cosmic travelers that Aldrin and Armstrong once saw as flashes in total darkness. The phenomenon connects to something deeper, the way the brain interprets reality. The eyes are not mere cameras, but sensors linked to the nervous system. When a high-energy particle strikes the retina, the brain receives an electrical signal similar to that produced by actual light. The result is a brilliant flash that never really existed in the surrounding environment. It is as if space itself were painting lights onto the canvas of the mind. For astronauts, this is such a common experience that it is now part of both training and medical warnings before every mission. Nowadays, the International Space Station remains a perfect laboratory to study this phenomenon. Astronauts frequently report seeing luminous flashes, and NASA has even designated specific experiments such as ALTI, Anomalous Long-Term Effects on Astronauts, a device that records both cosmic rays and brain and eye activity at the same time. Thanks to these studies, it is known that the flashes can vary in form. Some describe them as bright dots, others as lines, spirals, or even flashes that seem to come from different angles. Each type depends on the trajectory and energy of the particle as it passes through the eye. One of the greatest challenges in space exploration is protecting astronauts from cosmic radiation. And although it may sound like science fiction, today it is one of the main obstacles in going farther into space. Several solutions are currently being investigated. For example, more efficient shielding materials than aluminum, such as hydrogenated plastics or even water, which can absorb radiation more effectively. Inflatable habitats with layers specifically designed to slow down energetic particles, and even artificial magnetic fields, an experimental idea that aims to mimic the natural protection provided by Earth. NASA and ESA are actively working on all these approaches, because without proper protection, a mission to Mars would expose the crew to doses equivalent to hundreds of full-body X-rays. If you're enjoying the video, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so YouTube can let you know when we upload a new video. So let's get back to the initial questions. Why do astronauts see flashes of light, even with their eyes closed? Because cosmic radiation passes through their bodies and directly stimulates their eyes and brain. Is it dangerous? Yes. Over time, it can cause serious damage such as cataracts, cancer, or neurological disorders. And where does this radiation come from? From extreme events in the universe like supernovas, which hurl particles at speeds close to that of light. Those mysterious lights astronauts witness are not mere illusions, but evidence that space, as fascinating as it is also a hostile environment. And overcoming this challenge is key for humanity to take its next great leap in science.